Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the future of the water and wastewater industry and the careers you didn't know about. I'm your host, Dave Kuzminski, and I am here with a special guest from the Portland Water Department. And with us on our episode number 4 is Mr. Kyle Armstrong. Kyle works for the town of Portland, my hometown, and he is an operator too. Hi, Kyle. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you, Dave?
All right. We are good. Thanks for coming down. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Basically, the whole premise of the podcast is to get aware of the careers that you had in the water industry. So tell us your path on how you got into the water industry. I know it didn't start out that way.
Yeah, no. I initially went to school for IT, and I had touched into the water industry through the high school class Water and People with you, obviously.
Yep.
But I didn't initially intend to go down that career path where I'm at today.
So what diverted you from IT to Water and People and obviously careers to where you are now?
Yeah, so I really did enjoy the Water and People course while I was in high school. It really got me involved. There was a lot of hands-on, which you don't really get in many classes in school. So that really stuck with me after high school. And I was able to get that position with East Ham. Doing water treatment right out of high school pretty much. And I was going to school at the time at Middlesex for my associate's degree in IT.
Okay.
But I was able to work,
on the weekends.
On the weekends.
So that was weekends for East Hampton, correct?
Yep,
okay.
exactly, yeah.
And what were your responsibilities over in East Hampton now?
Basically, sort of what I do here in town. In the mornings, I do the rounds, which you go around to each of the water stations and basically just test the water, check meters, and make sure everything's good.
Do your residuals, your pH, and all that.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, yeah, sure, that's good. So then, then obviously, the Portland's position became open and so forth. Now you had originally. Got your, I think your OIT, operator in training, correct?
Yeah. So I was, I got my small water systems right directly through the course of the high school.
Okay.
And then through working with East Hampton part-time, I was able to operator in training, and it made me eligible for the Class 1 and then further on, which I have now at the Class 2.
Yeah. Working with East Hampton obviously gave you those hours to be exposed in training
exactly.
and so forth. Yeah, so that's great. So you've been working. So tell us what your day job is now. I mean, obviously, we had Maureen Westbrook on, who is president of the Connecticut Water Association or Water Company, and obviously they have 400,000 customers in Connecticut and so forth. So we're a lot smaller. I think our customer base here is about 2,300 or something like that.
That's about right. Yeah.
So you do kind of everything from soup to nuts. Tell us about your day.
Yeah, no, on an average day, I'll start the day by, like I said, I do the rounds. So I'll go to the reservoir and our well at the town garage, and I'll make sure that the pH levels are good and the residual is good. From there, I'll do some water treatment. So I'll add hypochlorite,
sodium
hypochlorite to the water.
Yep.
To add a chlorine residual for disinfection.
And you also, and then we have our Bartlett Street Pump House, where you have to take your meter readings as far as the number of gallons pumped per day.
Yep. So we keep track of that as well at the town garage, so we know how much water we're taking from MDC versus how much water we're pulling from the well at the garage. Mm-hmm. So we try to keep on top of those numbers because we have a quota we have to meet for.
Yes. We have a pay or take contract with MDC, and I think that's 147 million or something. Something like that. So, anyway, so so not only do that, but you do the meter reading.
Every 3 months I'm on foot, walking around and reading meters.
Okay.
Yeah. So luckily, a lot of the newer meters we're able to upgrade them now. Allows us to just drive by
to do the radio
to get a read. But some of the older ones are still
the old touchpads.
Yep, the old touchpads. So I have to physically walk up to the house with a reading gun and touch it to the house, and then I get my read that's transferred to my handheld.
You have your handheld, and then obviously then it goes back to the office, and then basically they download all of those readings. Now, basically I think Devin at the office, she loads the routes in the gun.
Yep.
Correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So she'll load it up. Everything in the gun is set up in order pretty much. So if I'm walking down the street, I will hit every house in a row, and then I'll walk every house on the way back up the street pretty much. Mm-hmm. And it's like that for every street.
Yeah. Now, I think, when I was doing it, I think we had 13 books. I think now we have routes. So basically, we don't have the paper books anymore.
Oh, we still have the books. We just don't write the numbers in them.
We don't use the paper and pencil. So,
yeah.
So, obviously our system is, again, 2,300 customers. From a standpoint of, I think, miles of pipe, I think we have something, I know we have about 60 miles of road.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the number is.
So forth. But, reading, obviously, being a two-man operation, it kind of stretches all of those duties between the two of you. Plus, in the situation when you get a water leak, you have to, commandeer guys from the highway side to help you fix the leak.
Yep.
So what was the worst leak that you've been on?
Oh man, I've been on quite a few so far. I don't know. I would say the worst probably would be the one that I was at over 24 hours straight down on Airline. When we had to replace the valve.
Okay.
Yeah, and we actually had to have a contractor come in to
put in a valve.
A new valve live because we couldn't get the water shut down.
Yeah. That's I think basically the nature of the beast now, not only with our system but throughout with the aging infrastructure, as far as that goes, and valves don't work forever.
Yeah, that's right.
As far as that goes, so I think from that, and I think I'm sure you've been out in the cold.
Oh yeah,
and
I got layers on right now still. So.
And so forth. So now, as far as you're obviously operator two. Are there plans to get distribution or?
So I'm hoping to go for my cross connections license pretty soon.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I'm hoping to get into a course. A lot of the courses got messed up with the COVID stuff going on. So.
Yep.
But hopefully soon, that's my next step, is the cross connections.
Yeah, and for just to our listeners now, cross connection program that's another program that's mandated by state statute from the Connecticut State Health Department, basically. But that is a program that has a water utility goes out and inspects all of the commercial, residential, and manufacturing utilities or facilities for possibilities of backflow into the water system. So I think that has a special certification. You have to dealing with backflow devices, whether it's a reduced pressure principle device, an RPD, or just a pressure vacuum breaker, or a lot of times when you get into a situation where you're dealing with irrigation systems, you have to have all these devices installed on there, and those are devices that have to be tested annually. So that's a special art in itself, using that type of stuff. So. After getting in, I know you did the water and people course. So, after getting in, what did you run into that you didn't expect?
Oh, that I didn't expect? Well, I didn't expect entirely to be working for the town like I am now.
Okay.
But I didn't know that, that everything was still so old.
Yes.
We're not used. I'm not used to. Especially being in the technology field, dealing with a lot of older stuff.
Yes. Well, has that technology knowledge helped you out as far as dealing with a lot of the stuff here? Now, I know we're embarking now on having a new working into SCADA system, which is basically supervisory control and data acquisition. So that's going to be something that's going to, I think, make your time more productive in the relation
for
of
sure.
You get an alarm at the middle of the night. You might not necessarily have to go in and find out what it was. You can just log in your laptop and see what the deal is. As far as that, do I need to turn the pump off? Or do you need to turn the pump on? Or
Yeah, and we already have some of that over in East Hampton. I'm able to log in and see some of the information out there.
Now, how many customers out in East Hampton? I know you have. A couple.
It's fewer. I'm not sure the exact number, but it's much fewer.
And how many are in the water system out? How many employees do you have in East Hampton?
East Hampton, it's just 3 of us that are part-time for the water part. The sewer part of their company is much larger.
Yeah, they have a regional sewer
Yeah,
plant over
exactly.
there, which takes care
Colchester.
of East Hampton, Colchester, I think Marlborough. Too,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and so forth. So, yeah, that is a much bigger department. But we have a sewer in our town too, but it's basically segregated, separately from the water and the sewer. So, dealing with that, I think from a standpoint of utilizing the updated technology with the SCADA, I think that's where everything is going now as far as that goes. But I know the meter reading technology has come a long way since I've been there. I used to have to sharpen pencils and go from there. So now, as far as when you're dealing with working with obviously working with the public and so forth, that gives you sometimes a challenge.
Yeah, sometimes. For the most part, people are very friendly and welcome. They see, Town of Portland on your shirt. They're not going to really give you a hard time. But some people, not so much.
Well, especially when you get into a situation where, you have to go out and investigate a high water bill. Okay, how come your water bill is so high?
Yeah, they usually see me as the helping person and the person in the office who's sending them the bill as the enemy. So
yes.
I'm there to resolve the issue.
Yeah, it's good guy, bad guy routine. So you're the good guy and Devin is the bad.
Yeah, I don't know why they're billing you. I don't.
Yeah, all I do is read the meters. So forth. So, our system, again, I think from a standpoint of size, again, we're dealing with, I think our largest pipe is 16 inches down to, inch galvanized. But for the most part, I think we're dealing with mostly 6 and 8 inch pipe.
Correct.
As far as that goes. So to go from there. Now, as far as the standpipes, we're dealing with, obviously, the two 500,000 gallon tanks at the reservoir.
Yep.
That are basically, and we have a million gallon and a 500,000 gallon.
Correct.
On High Street. So, 2-zone system. So tell us how that 2-zone system works.
Yeah. So basically, we fill at the reservoir directly from MDC.
Yep.
And then it's dispersed through the town.
Okay.
So it fills via the Bartlett Street pump station, pumps it up to High Street.
Right.
And then.
And that kind of takes care of the cone of the hill up there, correct?
Correct,
The high,
yeah.
what we used to call the high pressure zone. So it works out from there. So the telemetry. I think we're on a lot of radio read now as far as with the telemetry back to the town garage, correct?
Yeah. So we have it's probably about 40% now.
Okay, that
a radio read.
The radio read as far as the meters, but as far as the telemetry going back to the town, as far as the what pumps are on, how what the tank.
Oh yeah, no, pretty much everything is monitored remotely at the garage.
Mm-hmm. Now, as far as you have our MDC valve, which is at the town line. Obviously, you guys can control when that comes on and when that opens and when that closes. When we're running the well, and obviously, what percentage of water does our well produce?
On an average day, the well can put out probably anywhere between 400, 500,000 gallons.
So pretty much almost half a million gallons.
Yeah, half a million gallons. And I would say the town probably uses around 700,000
gallons a day.
It varies, depending on the season. But, probably around there.
So in relation to, the percentage, I think, I think the well, for the most, can provide about 40% of the water from the town.
Yeah. I would say so, yeah. Because, during the high season, it's definitely much bigger disparage.
During the summer, yes. Obviously, you've got a lot of irrigation systems that are on, and people like to have green lawns.
Yeah.
From there. So anyway, what do you do for pleasures, Kyle? I know.
I'm a gamer.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I'm still, I was big into the games when I was doing IT, and I stayed with it.
Okay. So what are your favorite games?
I play World of Warcraft, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, is that a PC-based platform, or is that?
Yeah, it's an RPG.
RPG
role-playing game. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
MMO.
Well, and have you got into the either the Xbox or the was it the Sony
PlayStation 5? No, I've ever since I got the PC. I got the PC in November 2020, and I haven't touched the consoles since.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, PC's just I don't know. I like it a lot better.
So what are the new games out today?
I would say the newest game I've been playing on the computer was Lost Ark.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now is that a first person shooter?
That's another. It is it's basically another role playing game, but you can choose to be a shooter or a spellcaster or all kinds of different.
Yes.
Yeah. The whole goal is to level up and adventure as far as you can get.
Yeah. So as far as the do you build your own PCs and
oh yeah,
like that?
yeah. I custom built my PC. Yeah.
Okay, water cooled or is it?
No, it's got a custom cooling kit, but it's not. I bought it pre-built, the custom cooling kit.
Oh, okay, all right. Well,
but I installed it.
You installed it. So is this an i7, an i8, or an i9?
I have a i9 10850K.
Okay, that's got some horsepower.
Oh yeah.
What are you using for RAM?
I got some 3200 hertz, 64 gigs. I think
64
I got.
gig.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got 232 sticks. I think.
230.
Yeah, it's been a while. 2020, I made the computer, so.
Oh, okay, and probably a high-end graphic card too.
Yeah, I got the. It was right when the new ones came out, the 3080. I got one.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't able to pick, so I built the computer on the on a site, and you pick all your parts and everything.
Okay,
you know?
yeah.
But when the graphics cards first came out, they didn't know which ones they would have available, and there's a bunch of different, like NVIDIA Direct, or you can have the EVGA, different manufacturers. But I wasn't able to choose which one I was going to get, and I ended up getting lucky, and they gave me one that was more expensive than what I actually ordered.
Hey, we'll take it and run. Well, this whole COVID thing has screwed up the supply chains and everything. Has the supply chain been messed up on a lot of the chemicals for the town as far as that goes?
Not chemicals, but as far as getting parts for meters and stuff like that, or
really?
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge. We get our stuff from Water and Sewer Supplies and right here in town.
Aaron Schwartz.
Yeah,
there you go. He's been there a long time. Aaron started out with Caldwell Company years and years ago, and so ask him about Caldwell. He'll tell you. But he's been around a long time. Very knowledgeable as far as that goes. Now, what type of meters are we buying now?
We have Badger meters.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now that's what are we using? Are we using the software? Are we using the Beacon software?
Yeah, we have Kuzi for the billing side, and then we have it is Beacon with
Reed Center.
Reed Center.
Okay, Reed Center. Yeah, and then that I think is migrating to Beacon or something.
Yes, like that's what they're doing. Yep. Because we have to have Beacon in order to use the newer handheld.
Yes. So the handheld. Now that does that have a GPS on that handheld too?
Yes.
Okay. So that's I know part of it, we have the Trimble GPS that your brother used to use at the town hall. And he's
that's Trimble is who makes the handheld.
Is the handheld?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Excellent. So fantastic. So I think what we're doing. I think the whole premise again of the careers you didn't know about is I think we're focusing on trying to attract younger guys like yourself into the industry, and not only guys, but there's plenty of jobs, in relation to other facets of the industry, hence the the billing clerk, you can do HR, you can do accounting, you can do public relations. I know a lot of the bigger company deals with the public relations. Now, does the town do any, as far as the water, does the town do any public social media stuff like that at all?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we obviously you have the town website that you take care of.
Yeah, that's been my bailiwick for a few years now, a lot of years, as far as that goes. But I think that's a way, obviously, what we have on our phones is more powerful than the computers that we started with way back in the day. I can remember dial-up modems when you're getting out on the internet and That's all fun in the game. Now in dealing with a lot of the high speed internets and so
Yeah,
forth.
now you get mad if something doesn't download in 2 seconds.
Yep. And well,
You used to have to wait an hour.
That's the day of instant gratification.
Yep.
People want it now.
That's right.
As far as that goes, so fantastic. So what are your plans for the future?
Maybe become the supervisor for the town of Portland Water Department. I don't know.
Hey, there you
Someday.
go. Move up the ladder.
Yeah.
Move up.
Yeah, we don't know. I don't know. Yeah, just to further my education mainly, and
Well, I think as again things progress and we start getting into more the skate and the technology, I think what you've already done as far as on the IT side is going to come in invaluable for you, because the technology is moving quickly all the time, and it's integrating all of that into the workflow and the work process. And obviously, it's the age of doing more with less, and sometimes it's ends up being less with less. But neither here nor there. Technology is definitely a part of the future, and it's going to be continuing to be that way as far as that goes. I know one of the things that we're looking at on the water side, obviously, is doing some infrastructure improvements and doing some pilots, hopefully, and maybe developing a new meter with the ultrasonic meters as far as that goes. Most of the meters now, I think we have, are all mechanical meters, correct?
All mechanical, yep.
So, the ultrasonics that are coming out now are, much more accurate as far as that goes, and it can detect a much lower flow.
Less likely to break.
Yeah, well, when you don't have any moving parts, that's unfortunately makes things last a lot longer. So
Yeah.
we go from there. So, well, I think as we start to develop and work on getting the water system developed, and hopefully working on with the new Brainerd Place that's going to be they're starting construction on. That's going to be hopefully improving our making our customer base a little bit larger. We got 200.
They're moving quick down there.
Yeah, they are. They're doing a lot of demolition and so forth. Took a lot of pictures down there, and I grew up on Perry Avenue, and it's the side of the street that I lived on is no longer there. It's all torn down. So, but a lot of memories as I go from there. So anyway, have you been doing any involvement in the Connecticut section or the Connecticut Waterworks? Have you been involved on doing a lot of the CEUs or what?
Yeah, I have. I've taken a few courses just to get my credits. You have to have continuing education units, like you said, the CEUs, in order to maintain the license with the state.
Yeah. And I think those are, 20 for your...
Yep, it's 20 for the Class 2.
20 for the Class 2, so yeah. So obviously those credits are important. And again, the Connecticut section, AWWA, obviously, which I've been a member with for many years in the past year and so forth, is a great organization if you want to get involved in learning more about the industry, but also developing a network of water professionals that, if you have a question, you can pick up the phone and say, hey, I got this problem, or I got that problem. And a lot of times those connections, as I kind of preached in the classes, you can never get enough networking as far as that goes, and working with people, and because there's always a resource out there that you run into a problem that somebody else has already had. So, the old saying, why reinvent the wheel if you don't have to? So go from there. So, but anyway. Anything else you'd like to add, Kyle, as far as that goes?
Yeah, I mean, just for don't count out the water industry. If you're young and you don't know what you're going to do for a career, there are jobs in the water industry, and I go to these classes, to get my CEUs, and the majority of the people in those classes are above the age of 50.
Old. Well, and again, our last guest was Bill Sullivan, who's the head of the certification for the State Department of Public Health, and the statistics for that he laid out. I mean, when I started, there were over 800 water operators in the state. Now there are just a little over 400. So the age of retirement is obviously, as Bill says, it's the gray tsunami, or in my case, the bald tsunami. All of us guys are aging out and, coming to the twilight of our careers. So we got to start filling this pipeline. And basically that's the whole premise of this podcast is to let kids know and of the careers that are in the water industry and careers that you necessarily didn't know about. So anyway, Kyle Armstrong from the Portland Water Department. He's a Class 2 operator and started out going to work in an IT environment, and then because of our water and people class that we had at Portland High School, kind of transgressed into the water side. So we're glad you did, Kyle.
Yeah, I'm glad I did as well.
And thanks so much for coming on the podcast. And we've got At Cave coming up next week. I don't know if you're going to be going or not, but there's a lot of good classes over there for CEUs that you can take care of, and getting those CEUs. But I think I'm going to be doing some podcasting over there and with all of the operators that are coming through. So I'm going to see if I can grab a few folks and do a couple mobile podcasts. So
I'm sure you can get a few nice ones over there.
Yeah, to go from there. So, all right.
Thanks a lot, Dave.
All right. Thanks, Kyle. All righty. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes episode number 4 of the future of the water and wastewater industry and the people that run it and the careers that you didn't know about. And our guest today was Mr. Kyle Armstrong, of Class 2 operator from the town of Portland. So until next time, stay tuned and thanks so much. We'll see you soon.